rounds or something?
Yeah, 3,000 rounds.
All right.
3,000 round match. That's
We'll
what I
do
want to do. And you got 2 hours.
No, it's a 2-day match.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
Jesus. Okay,
2-day
no.
match. All right, welcome to the Practical Pistol Show. My name is Ben Stagger, here to answer your shooting questions. Joining us again, Mr. Screaming Amateur Productions himself, Rob Lesack. Matt Hopkins from Kansas City. From Atlanta, Georgia, we've got a new face and a new beard here. Keith Martin. Now, people might be wondering, who is this this handsome man? Keith is industry nerd. You do photography, video, that sort of thing. He does advertising. You don't know who he is, but I'm sure you've seen his work if you've, perused some shooting magazines. That's fair to say, right, Keith?
I think that's about fair.
And you're a distinguished master in IDPA, right?
No, I am not.
Have you ever shot IDPA?
Quite a bit, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you can be forgiven. That's
Yeah.
okay. Keith just likes shooting. So Keith is an interesting dude, and you better be interesting on this show, Keith, or I'll be pissed off. Right?
No, I'll do my best.
Okay, so we are discussing today. By the time you hear this, this will be old news if you've already seen it. But if you haven't seen it, you might be amused or interested in this article that was posted on policeone.com. The title says everything. There's 5 differences between competitive shooting and combat shooting. The guy writing it opens it up with, I'm not anti-competition shooting, but I do find fault with most of the competitions out there. The reason being they aren't realistic and cause the shooter to form extremely bad habits that can get them killed on the street. I realize that most gun owners will never be involved in a shooting incident, but it can happen at any moment to any of us, hence my passion to train in a realistic manner, so that I'm prepared as well as those I regularly train. So this article is kind of fodder for the Gaymers versus Timmy's arguments that are going on. I think it's fair to say, Keith, that the author of this got obliterated online, right?
Absolutely, and rightfully so.
Rightfully so. Oh, man, I'm going to defend him. That's it. I'm defending him. I'm going to do my best. Hopkins, what did you think of it?
I thought he drew some pretty specific conclusions, and he didn't know what he was actually talking about on most of this stuff.
Lesack, you don't really give a shit about any of that stuff, do you? This getting killed on the street thing?
I can't believe he actually used those words. Getting killed on the street. That blows my mind that he would actually write that. Like, that is a forum, like, meme at this point. And it doesn't... I don't know how someone would actually use that.
I actually thought that it was some sort of a Onion article for shooting for a moment there, and then I realized that it was coming from Police One. So, I don't know, guys. So how many? I don't know how much. Sort of, I'm probably the most Timmy guy in the crowd here.
Yeah, you are. You're tactical as fuck.
Well,
Lesack's done his fair share of tactical. Lesack came from the Timmy route, I think, right?
Yeah.
Shaking, you said it, yeah.
A bunch of that type of training. That's how I found USPSA actually.
Exactly, same here.
All right, so I guess I'll go down this point by point and get a reaction from each of you. The first one is all targets are single-shot targets for the most part. Training yourself to fire one bullet at a target can mean your death in real life, regardless of what caliber you shoot. In a real-life gunfight, you'll generally need multiple shots on target to end a threat to your life. All right, what's your reaction to that, Keith?
Complete bullshit. Number one, there's other than whatever they call the Olympic target shooting. That's pretty much the only thing I can think of that there's one shot per target or falling steel. And my thought is, like, how many times have we seen in a match somebody immediately call a shot and make a makeup shot, take it how it comes? Like, they know you, like, knowing where your shots are,
all right,
being accountable for them.
How about this? Let's just change it to 2 shots per target. If we say target, every target's a 2-shot target, because that's the convention in USPSA. And then his criticism was, if every shot's a 2-shot target, that'll get you killed on the streets because you're going to be maybe stopping shooting before the threat stopped because you're training yourself to fire 2 shots. How would you respond to that?
I would respond to that saying that the person he's not paying attention to what's going on with the gun. Like, so, yeah, all right, like, I think I need 2 shots, I think I need 1 shot, I think I need whatever. Like, if you don't know where they are, then that's it.
All right. What do you think, Hopkins?
Take the shots you need.
Like, every shot's a 1-shot target, Hopkins.
I think it needs to get out more and...
I'm trying to base it.
And then you say, okay, now two shots per. Okay, true, that is true in most sports, like IDPA and USPSA are that way. Well, it just doesn't make sense to me that someone is going to just shoot 2 shots and then holster when they're in that kind of situation. Like, we've had it proven recently where a competition shooter actually was in a situation like this, and he fired way more than 2 shots.
How many people have you killed, Matt?
I haven't killed anybody.
Then you lose. All right, Lisak, your turn.
Well, I think that article's so ridiculous that we can't intelligently talk about it. But I'm going to play devil's advocate. So I say it's great tactical training because if I'm in this diehard situation where there's 15 people attacking me like there would be in a stage in USPSA, I may want to budget 2 rounds per target just to get through it and then reassess afterwards.
How many people have you killed?
Scan and reassess.
I mean, in real life? In real life?
All right. Speed reigns supreme in competition is point 2. All right, he says speed is important, but not at the expense of accuracy and tactical technique. A good example of this is the goofy overhand grip you see many 3-gun shooters using. It's said that this grip helps them steer the gun. Okay, whatever works for them is fine because nobody is shooting back! Exclamation point, he says. What do you think, man? Speed is supreme in competition, right, Keith?
Speed is supreme in life as long as you're hitting what you need to shoot. I think I like the guy who I think quoted my Facebook comment. That the guy says he starts talking about the goofy overhand grip that all the 3-gun guys use. And then, if you go over to his page, he recommends taking a Costa class.
Costa does that, right?
Pretty much. And I would say, like, having shot with Costa, having shot with a lot of the face shooting guys that this guy has never even come near.
Hey, this guy's killed 12 men in gunfights.
Theoretically, okay.
I can't back that up, but that's what I'm going to roll with. Anyway, go on.
No, like all of these guys, literally every reputable trainer that I have ever seen in any arena uses a timer to evaluate the student. That's the only way you're going to do it. I don't understand these, like, how he's like separating. Like, what are these real life drills that he's dreaming up in his mind that he's doing, or is he like? CQB with airsoft and Sims guns are valuable, but like when you look at a real training class with ninjas, it looks exactly like the same things that we're doing shooting drills, shooting classifiers. That's how this shit works, man. Like, I don't know what this guy has. Like, I want to see it. I want to see these robotic, dinosaurs with laser beams and shit flying out. Like, I don't know what he's preparing for or how he's doing it, but that shit doesn't happen, man. Like, even if you go take a CQB class and run through buildings, it's all cleared. You're shooting paper targets. They're in front of you. There's 180. It's the same shit, man. Like, the guy's insane.
All right, Lisak, is that true? In your tactical training classes, I've looked on your wall. You probably have like 10 certs that you've gotten from different tactical training classes, right?
Yeah. I think I got like something close to 200 hours or something like that.
All right. Did you use timers in that?
Yes.
That sort of undercuts my argument that I'm gonna make. God damn it! Damn it! I'm trying to defend this guy's article, and it's really hard. Have you killed people, Lisak?
Oh my God.
Then fuck your timers. That's what I got. That's my fallback. That's all I got. I got nothing else. All right, let's move on to the next point in this article.
Can I make one point on that real quick? He says speed is important, but not at the expense of accuracy. Anybody winning at a high level.
No, high-level shooters.
Accurate.
No, they just go fast, and sometimes you got to eat some mics to win matches, right?
No.
No.
Damn it, that's not true either. Hey, Hopkins, the last major match you won, how many penalties did you have?
So what?
but you won, and you had penalties, right?
Penalties, yes.
Right, because you were so much faster than everyone else.
I don't think so, but... Next question. Good way to prove my point wrong.
Boom! How many people have you killed, sir? None. Exactly. Don't argue with this guy. All right.
How many people has he killed?
Probably everyone.
All right. Fair.
All right, the next point. Hey, there's no need to take cover in competition, he says. What's even better is the use of the kneeling or prone position if possible. By doing so, you reduce your profile and make yourself a smaller target, as well as form a more solid shooting platform by having the ability to triangulate your limbs for support. So there it is. USPSA matches, Keith, we're missing out on all the joys of prone shooting. And all the advantages that offers.
Again, completely incorrect. I don't know if we have time in this podcast to cover the idiocy that is this article. So it's just pathetic. It's like you look at any multi-gun match. Any multi-gun match. There's a million prone over barricades, shooting around cars, dealing with stuff. And these are people that you have to deal with terrain, you have to deal with cover, you have to deal with all of these things, and those come into play in all of your tactical situations. And realistically, that's talking about war fighting. Is this guy going to be in a war? No, he's going to be in the best he's going to be is a shootout at the Circle K, which means like I'm faster than that guy, and that's it. Like. There's very few situations that I can possibly imagine going prone underneath a car and shooting at a target at 100 yards. But that's in literally almost every Outlaw 3-gun match and most USPSA matches. There's obscure, weird bullshit that you have to deal with. I mean, that's just okay, patently false. Again, the guy just he's never even seen a match in his life. Or he saw one and he got his ass kicked. He went home, he wrote this article. That's pretty much what happened.
Well, that's all you gamers, that's what you all say, is that you're just so much better than the tactical guys. That's the fallback position. Okay. That's egotistical, Keith.
It's not egotistical at all. Okay, like, I don't want to, play, I don't want to name drop anything, but I recently was at Frank Proctor's place with a bunch of fucking ninjas that nobody can touch, that they all worship. That this guy worships the ground that these ninjas walk on. And you know what Proctor's program was? It was essentially your training program. So much so that I actually asked Frank if he had taken a class from you or had read any of your books. And he was like, well, no. And I was like, cool. Like, well, I actually happened. I have the Skills and Drills book in my range bag. I was like, well, here, just take it. Gave it to him. He's like, well, this is rad. We talked about it for a while.
Yeah.
Look, these guys are. This is tip of the spear guys. And fuck Proctor's tip of the spear from the beginning, much less who I was there with. And you know what it was? It was the same exact stuff that's there that we do for USPSA. Why? Because it works. Now, like, yeah, you don't need to charge around it, like, run out in the middle of the field and get shot in the face, but, I mean, that's, that's neither here nor there. Like, shooting fast, shooting well, it crossed the board.
All right, Hopkins, matches don't make you use cover.
It's because this is a game. We're not pretending that this is actually a real-life situation.
Wait, what?
I'm shooting... I know, it's hard to believe. I'm shooting this as a game with a timer, and I want to be the fastest and the most accurate. I think that's something these guys that produce articles like this think that they're the only thing that are out there. They train for real life or whatever, the streets, and not getting killed on them. And they don't see a different side to it. Where we're out there, we're playing a game, it's totally different for us. Like, we have a totally different mindset than them. And I think cover is, I don't know. I shoot USPSA, I don't shoot IDPA next.
Just put down a fault line, make me lean around the wall, is what you're saying. All right, guys, I've got bad news. We can skip the point by point, the blow by blow on this thing. I'm going to skip down to the end because this guy left himself an out, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to beat you guys over the head with it. All right. He says at the end, I'm not against shooting matches or competition shooting. My point is to make you think. If you shoot IDPA or any other discipline, that's great. Just don't neglect real-world training for a real-world situation that can occur. Mix things up, find new and different ways to challenge yourself, and don't live life preparing for a competition when your life is on the line. What do you think, Hopkins?
What do you want me to say? I don't know. Go to the next one and think something.
You think of something?
Rob's
he's against your lifestyle, man. You literally live your life preparing for a competition.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But your life's on the line. And you gotta prepare for that. I don't fucking know when it is. I've been to your neighborhood. It seems pretty chill to me. I don't know. I don't know the fuck.
I avoid situations like that. Like, unless someone kicks in the door, like, I don't go to bad areas. I don't associate with bad people. That's one of those tactical instructors say that, right? I think Keith probably knows who it was, maybe.
Yeah.
Was it Farnham, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't go to bad areas. Don't associate with bad people.
Man.
It happens a lot, but, I mean...
You're blaming the victim. It's fucked up.
Well...
I'm trying to defend this article, and you guys are giving me nothing to go on.
Sorry.
Well, there's nothing to go on, bro. Like,
Damn it.
Like the guy's got nothing. He's been nothing. He's been nowhere, and he's nothing.
He's a fucking retard, isn't he?
Well, I mean,
the
fact of the matter is that I can take anyone, anywhere, I can take a drunk guy off the street and have him pass the post test. But this guy is basing his entire life off. He's basing his entire career and everything off of like some this silly little hey, I was a cop. Or there's the other option is that he's just being paid to create content.
Hey, but this drove a lot of traffic. Maybe this is an absolutely written troll piece.
That's exactly the point that I'm trying to make.
Maybe this is genius.
Well, people do it constantly. Trust me, I'm in advertising.
Trolling?
So it's like, oh, well.
Who would do that?
Well, Caleb's away for a little while, so we haven't got much in the gun community for a little bit.
No, people try to find these little fun. Oh, let's try. I'll ignite the 9 versus 45 debate again, or whatever it is. This is exactly that. The 9 versus 45 debate. You're gonna. Well, of course it's not. But you're gonna get.
I mean 45, right?
No.
I mean bigger is better, is it not?
What would you rather be shot with?
What would I rather be shot with? I'd rather be shot with a 9.
I'd rather be shot with Ben's Tasty Love, but
but I can't shoot a 45 because it fly out of my hands because of the recoil. I'm not man enough to shoot it. I can't shoot that shit, so I got to shoot a 9mm faggot pistol.
There you go.
I'm stuck with that shit. It hurts my feelings. Damn it.
The thing about this is I don't understand what these people they keep saying real world training. So there's a couple of real-world training things that you could do, and that's you could go to Craig Douglas, you could go to ECQC, and you could deal with having somebody jump on you, pound you in the face, try to take your gun.
That sounds pretty real to me.
That's real. That's real-world training. So and you know what you realize in those situations is that if you get to the gun and shoot that motherfucker fast, you're done. Hello. He's talking about speed is great, but accuracy is final, and all these silly things. It's just nonsense.
All right, Hopkins, Your final thoughts on this?
I don't know what to add rather than what I've already talked about. Honestly.
Motherfuck. I tried to defend this guy, didn't I? I gave it my best, but I had nothing.
What's Rob think?
What's Rob think? Rob thinks fuck this guy. He's just sitting there shaking his head the whole time.
Rob thinks this.
I mean, the article's not even accurate, so how are we even talking
There's
about it?
nothing accurate.
Because this is what the internet's talking about, Lisa.
It's like,
Some dude.
hey guys,
thinks
you know
this
why
thing.
chicken salad sandwiches are bad? Because I got an overcooked steak once. That's what that's the article. Like, it's insane.
Okay, well, the one thing that we didn't talk about is Thomas Howard at Precision Response Training wrote an absolutely trenchant, I would call it a short novel, addressing this, and it was kind of like point by point just obliterated this article, and his title was Ignorance and the Internet. I mean, that's how he titles his rebuttal, because this guy probably hasn't shot a match. The author of The Police One Thing hasn't shot a match, so.
I'm
Yes.
sure that he has. I'm sure that he has. I'm sure that he went and saw something, and he saw things happening. He saw somebody with a fancy, shiny shirt and an open gun, and he decided that this is bullshit.
Hey, isn't it though?
Well, open shooters or USPSA?
Well, just like USPSA, like, I don't think that I'm doing real-world training at USPSA. I'm just out having fun, man. I just like to shoot stuff. I mean, and this guy's final point, I mean, that sounds like if you're interested in doing tactical training, he says, hey, you know, don't neglect your real-world training if you care about not being killed on the streets.
That's my
I'll tell you this, like that dude can tell me when and where we're going to do some real-world training, and I'll be there. How about that?
Whoa, that sounds like you just Jaegered him. Did you just Jaeger him?
I just Jaegered that much. That's a 10K fight, yo.
Holy shit. Okay. Lisa, what were you going to say?
Before you do that?
Well, I mean, to get constructive, if you took all the ignorance of competition shooting out of his article and tried to take his point that competition shooting is not tactical, it's the same thing. How else are you supposed to train? That's what you guys are talking about, and I mean, I think the pressure of the match maybe simulates some artificial pressure, but what else are you supposed to do? Like, what does he think that the real world training is?
What's artificial about match pressure?
There isn't anything, but he's saying that I guess the targets aren't shooting back at you. So, like, I don't know. What are you supposed?
Well, I think that'd be a liability issue, don't you?
Dude, that'd be an interesting sport if like some dude was running around with a paintball gun on a robot. Just like
love that
at
idea.
random, he would just light you up. That shit would be fucking crazy.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I've
fuck
actually
it.
recommended that lately.
My recommendation for tactical training has always been you're going to be walking around at some point in the day, you're going to get cracked in the face with a baseball bat, at which point you need to pull your snubby out of your ankle holster and get it done. And we'll see if you like your tactical training then.
That's a 2-day course, so
It's a 2-day
at
course.
some point during those 2 days.
I'll be teaching that next year. It's going to be $6,000 a head.
Send the money in advance, and you don't know when Ben's going to show up.
No class size limit. Right?
Be any
You're
day.
gonna no class size limit. You just send me the check, and at some point, you get your fucking ass whooped.
Yeah, I can stand in for that. That's a good idea. It's a serious point about match pressure. Like, if anybody who's ever done any kind of martial arts training, any kind of fighting like that, you go and you spar, you train, you fight a match. Like, come on, there's a guy trying to beat your ass right there, right now. How do you learn how to not have that guy beat on you? You break it down and you work through the problem. And it's the same exact thing. Like, I don't see anybody going to MMA classes saying, like, well, it's not really real world because you wouldn't, like, if somebody attacked you in a bar, well, bullshit. Yeah, actually, I have had people attack me in a bar, and it worked just fine. That guy got beat down. It works. It's
All
not
right.
that hard.
Well, we're going to have to leave it there. If you have any shooting questions you'd like to send to me, head over to bensteger.com. If you want to see more about Keith and what he does, it's sitepicturemedia.com. Is that it, Keith?
That is correct, sir.
All right, Hopkins is at hopkinsshooting.com. And Lisak, well, he's on Facebook. So
Lisak's a badass, though.
Lisak actually has talent, Keith.
I agree.
He actually has some talent.